Hi, good afternoon to you. You're welcome to Heritage TV. I'm your host, Frank Bello, live in London. Today is Saturday, the 23rd day of May 2020. You're welcome to the show. Here, you're going to have a cracky time with me. We're going to discuss the state of the nation. We're going to go through a lot of materials, and you will see things the way you have never seen it before. You're welcome to Heritage Multimedia. I'm your host, the one and only Frank Bello. Now, I got loads of complaint from some people who pleaded with Mr. Ade Thomas for me to tamper the big Oyinbo way I be they speak for heritage. Some they complain, say they need dictionary. Okay, so we don't reach agreement and we don't arrange, say I go to put English 75% of the program go be 75% in English and 15% in Yoruba and then 10% for pidgin. So we go to mix am. If I sabi say Igbo now, I mean, for they speak Igbo small too, but now for Lagos I grow up. I beg, make una forgive me. So this is the show, the state of the nation, and we want to talk seriously, and we want to look at what went wrong. Why are we here? Where are we going? As for me, I said it time after time. A new nation is non-negotiable. That nation, the two nations, must be born. I'm not going to wait until 2023. It must happen now. We are in this together. I want the entire southern Nigeria to be liberated. If they're too scared, if they know say, then they afraid. And make them throw referendum now. Make them allow the people for South decide if they won't be part of that Nigeria or not. Today, 60 odd years. Your country go be 60 for October. And 60 years. Location 9. Nigeria. 9. Nigeria. Fraudulent name. Still cannot supply electricity. They cannot power the nation. We're going to go through a lot of materials. I've argued time after time. Who is that person in Asorok? Who is the man in Asorok? Who is that man they assume is Muhammadu Buhari? Have we got 4 different faces of Muhammadu Buhari? We're going to go through a lot of materials together here. Be prepared. You want tea? You want coffee? Grab it now. And I'm going to show you the way we can patch pictures together. The way things are done using montage in Photoshop. But before we do that, we're going to examine our video clips. Those video clips will provide us the next level of where we're going. After those 4 video clips, then we will then go into pictures, and then we will dissect certain pictures, and we will still ask questions. We will question them, and we want to know answers, whether it is Muhammadu Buhari in Asorok or not. It's not going to go away. Now, let's go into the first clip. Studio, Mr. Thomas, fake videos of real people. Hologram. Let's say it. Roll it, Mr. Thomas. Did you get that? That is hologram. And in there, you've seen algorithm at its best. You've seen fake imaging of people. The question is, who have we got in Asorok, and who have they been presenting to us, making recorded broadcast to an entire 200 million people? It's a lot more. Who is that man? Because those 200 million Nigerians deserve answers. They need answers. You can fool people, but you cannot fool all the people. Who is at Asorok? Who is that man in Asorok? Misuse was what was contained in that clip you've just watched. We're using them for educational and material purpose. Clips that we will play. We do not intend, Heritage TV does not intend to infringe on intellectual property rights. We're using it because we want people to be awakened, critical. Are you critical as a Nigerian into seeing things that technology is presenting? And we're not there yet. Where technology is taking humanity, we're not there yet. Those two broadcasts, was it hologram that was used in the broadcast? Was somebody behind a mask and then dropped into hologram technology? Who is that man? Because we're going to go into a lot more details and analysis. We want to know. The days are gone. The technology is here, and I'm going to show you. You will see me on your screen work on this technology.
Creates good new jobs.
Anyone? The answer is none of them. None of these is actually...
No. Did you hear that? Barack Obama, you saw, was not Barack Obama. They've used that technology to deceive everyone. Are they deceiving us? It's a lot more. A lot more. I love it, especially when people are confronted with facts.
Good new jobs.
Anyone?
Yeah.
The answer is none of them. None of these is actually real. So let me tell you how.
Yeah. None are real. That's why we are here. We are talking, and they need to respond and provide answers. They need to prove to the world the man, the Marud, the parade as Muhammadu Buhari. Why? Again, why was the last broadcast suddenly cancelled? Have you ever thought of any answers to that? Okay, Mr. Thomas, let's quickly go into the second video clip of the illusion of holographic projection. The second clip, please. Thank you. You watch this. Look at this. It's coming on your screen. The illusion of holographic projection. Perhaps this will tell you a lot more. Maybe we can roll it now. Yep, the second one. And then the second one will then take us into...
Sit down. Ken is coming out. But apparently I was told by the organizer that there was some glitch with the arrangement, so the speaker cannot make it to the venue. So the presentation, I'm not sure how is it going to do that because he insists he want to do the hologram from Singapore to KL. So what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Royce.
Hello, Kenny.
Hello, 你们好，我是易嘉文 Kenny. Sorry, I can't be here on time for the show. However, thanks for having me here or having my projected image.
Okay, so you want to make an entrance like a movie now, okay? This is just like Star Wars, right?
Yeah, okay, so sorry about the lag in transmission, but it's just a beta version, okay? I'm shooting it off my handphone actually.
So, what kind of phone are you using? Or is it an app that you are using that can have an hologram live chat kind of function?
Actually, not just using my phone. Everything digital around us is integrated now, which is the topic of today, new entertainment experience, hologram illusion.
Wait. Okay, hold the fire.
Ken.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Royce. Okay, so what is hologram? I believe my first encounter of what is a hologram was through a movie, like the host mentioned, Star Wars, A New Hope, made in 1977. Let me show you this short clip that I've extracted out.
And where you come from?
I saw part of the message.
I seem to have found it.
General Kenobi, years ago you served my father in the Clone Wars. Now he
All
begs you to help him in the struggle
technology,
against the Empire. I regret that I am unable to present my father's request to you in person.
Hollywood.
I have placed information vital to the survival of the rebellion into the memory systems of this R2 unit. My father will know how to retrieve it. You must see this droid safely delivered to him on Alderaan. This is our most desperate hour. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Thank you.
Then I was just a kid. It didn't bother me much until recently. I was thinking, it would be so cool if I can project images onto this thin air. But how can I do that? And then during my early teens, we had movies like Minority Report, features the use of hologram, but this time integrate with motion sensor. I have another clip to share as I explain. As you can see, Tom Cruise is wearing this futuristic glove to control the visuals. This got me thinking further. Now we can interact the visuals with motion sensor devices, like lap motion or Kinect sensor. We are not that far from the future, honestly. And most recently, in 3D stereoscopic cinema, we have Avatar, which uses hologram in a 3D environment. Here is another clip to share as I explain. Okay, this is one of my best movie experience I ever had in a cinema. I actually reached out for my hand to touch the visuals, and it wasn't just me, but everyone in the cinema is doing that. I'm sure you guys did it too. That totally redefined immersive experience. So, we have Star Wars introducing me to hologram. Minority Report features interactive visuals with motion sensors. And lastly, Avatar, bring me into this whole new meaning to immersive experience. But they all share one thing in common, the use of hologram. Holo means transparent, and hologram in this movie are presented having images projected onto thin air, which created this see-through effect. What is unique? Yes, you can see these images without any special visual aids. devices or headset, unlike VR or AR. Okay, please don't get me wrong. I'm not the inventor of a hologram technology. Maybe some tech scientists are working on it right now. Like what you are seeing now is what I term as illusion of hologram. This is achieved through projecting onto an invisible screen to create this holo effect. So why am I so fascinated about creating this holographic projection?
Thank
How
you
is
very
it going
much.
to change the future of life
We
and
may stop it
entertainment?
there because
We
now
have seen the
we've
evolution from the
seen
birth
that
of World Wide
technology
Web
is
in
available,
1989.
and we stop it because that is there's a lot more that will come after that, but we've seen exactly what we want you to see there. Now, who is that man? Transparency. This next clip is so shocking because you're going to see something else that is completely different. Let's roll how hyperreal masks keep fooling people. Over to you, Mr. Thomas. And then we'll go deep and deep.
You may not be easily fooled, but a recent study showed that a third of people couldn't tell at a glance which of these are masks. Sure, they go by really fast, but when many people were given unlimited time, they still couldn't tell.
When they're given us as long as they like, they're having a really hard time and giving us the wrong answer to this seemingly simple question on about 1 in 5 trials.
We've all seen masks like these in movies like Mission Impossible, but they have made it out of Hollywood and are being used to fool people in real life and even commit crimes, like this masked bank robber in California.
The police were looking for someone of a particular description, and it later transpired that they'd been looking for someone who was totally different.
To learn more, I spoke to Rob Jenkins. He's a psychologist who has published studies looking at facial perception using hyper-realistic masks.
Can you talk about these experiments you've been running in recent years, looking at how these masks are indeed fooling people?
And these hyper-realistic masks break the connection that we've all become used to between facial appearance and identity. And we were interested in whether people are getting away with that kind of concealment because people just aren't paying attention. They don't see any reason to be looking at a particular person's face, or maybe they're just not expecting to see something like a highly realistic mask, and so it doesn't occur to them that that might be what they're seeing. Or if the masks really are so realistic that they just pass for regular humans. And so we wanted to test that more formally. We had this computer-based task where we're showing people pairs of images on screen, and they just have to say which one is the mask. Now, we've done that in a couple of ways. One is just kind of at a glance, so it's to model the sort of situation where someone walks past. We're talking like half a second or something, they just catch your eye. And we did that because we thought this task might be too easy, and we'll just see everyone's performing perfectly, right? That wasn't the case at all. So people were terrible at making these discriminations when it was a brief presentation. So we decided to make it easier on them and just say, okay, you can take as long as you like. And when they're given as long as they like, that improves performance a little bit. But they're having a really hard time and giving us the wrong answer to this seemingly simple question on about 1 in 5 trials.
That's actually one of the reasons I find this so interesting, is that we're evolutionarily programmed to pick up on facial cues. It's so much of our social interaction, yet you have these masks that aren't necessarily 100% realistic still fooling a good amount of people.
Humans are social animals, and so we rely very much on getting whatever insight we can into each other's mental states from our appearance. So we can tell if someone's following along in conversation. We can tell if they're cross with us or pleased to see us or skeptical of what we're telling them. And we need to do that. We also need to be able to connect it to particular individuals so that when we see them again, we can remember what happened last time and behave accordingly.
And this isn't necessarily for fun and games. There's actually been some reports of these being used in crimes to conceal identity, right?
We started to notice a few years ago that we were seeing reports in the news of things like bank robberies where, say, the police were looking for someone of a particular description, and it later transpired that they'd been looking for someone who was totally different from the appearance of the actual culprit. So we're talking things like totally different age, maybe different race, different gender, that sort of thing. And so you can see how that kind of misleading of the investigation could really get things off on the wrong path. There was a case in the United States where there was a string of bank robberies that CCTV footage showed appeared to be carried out by someone in their 70s or 80s. And this figure gained a kind of anti-hero status online, known as the Geezer Bandit. And so people were following him, and, you know, to some extent there was some cheering on of this pensioner who was sticking it to the man, and he almost got caught on his final job. So he was escaping on foot from the scene of the crime, and apparently ran off at such great speed that people watching started to wonder if this really was someone in their 70s or 80s. And at that stage, opinion started to shift towards, okay, well, this looks as if it could be someone much younger wearing a mask that's putting us off the scent.
I think what's really interesting with that bank robbery case is the disconnect between what people thought of for his face and what people thought of for his ability to run, which old people don't do very well. How might that disconnect be playing out when people are making these judgments about how a person might be able to move?
If we want to improve detection of these masks when they're being misused for criminal activities, part of the solution might be to look for other cues that conflict with the signal you're getting from the face. There could be mismatches in apparent age. So if the way the person is moving looks very youthful, but the face looks very old and wrinkled and haggard, that's a useful mismatching cue. So there are a number of things that you could look for that are not directly to do with facial appearance, but exploit the facial appearance in conjunction with other messages that you're getting. And that sort of conflict could be part of the detection story, I think.
These hyper-realistic masks aren't anything new. We've seen them in the movies, but what seems to be new is that the price has been coming down quite significantly. Can you talk about maybe the evolution of the industry here, how this is becoming more available for regular folks like us?
I think this started off in like Hollywood special effects industry, and there were a few craftsmen who were masters of this particular form of artistry and were involved in sculpting and monster making and all the rest of it. And they developed these techniques using various materials over the years. They started around $600 up to $1,000, maybe $1,500. So I have one here that's kind of an old favorite, this one. So as you can see, it's made of this silicone material. Silicone is very durable, but also very flexible. And it kind of looks like human skin, in fact, which is the idea, of course. And it's not what most people think of when they think of a mask, because it's a single piece that goes right over the head, down the neck, and over the shoulders. So there's no visible join at all. So each one is hand painted. Everyone is unique, but you see all the details, like freckles and all the wrinkles are there. Each one is hand punched with human hair. So in this case, eyebrows, there's a bit of ear hair there for added realism. This is another example I've got that has a full head of hair. All of these developments over a number of years have led to the position we're in now, where there are some manufacturers around the world producing similar products along those lines. And as a consequence, the price has come down a bit, and we're starting to see these more widespread than they were initially.
I mean, you have clearly shown that humans are not very good at picking up these masks, but might that actually pose a problem for facial recognition? Are computers actually going to be able to recognize these as fake faces?
Now, this is where thermal imaging comes in.
These hyper-realistic face masks look a lot like real faces in the visible spectrum of light. There are other parts of the light spectrum you could potentially play with. So let's think about infrared. The thermal signature of a real face is going to be quite different from the thermal signature of a masked face, especially when that mask is made of silicone, because silicone is a very good heat insulator, right? So you can imagine if you had infrared vision, which is a problem for humans, but not at all a problem for automatic face recognition systems, that might just be a really quick and simple way to tell, well, that's not a real head that I'm looking at because it's not glowing.
Are there gaps in the way that we as humans can perceive faces?
This is a question that's kind of new to science. And we know that there's a range of ability in identification tasks, as telling who's who. Some people are really, really good at that. And in security and forensic contexts, there's increasing interest in being able to screen for those people so that you can assign people to tasks that involve face recognition who are naturally good at that and tend not to make mistakes. Whether you could do the same with this new task of detecting synthetic faces is an open question, but it's one that we're looking into.
Thank you for showing us your real face today.
Ha! That's what you think.
Thank you, guys. See that? Who is that man in Asorok? Questions begging for answers. We need answers. Bearing in mind all what you're seeing on Heritage with answers. On who? You've just seen it. The different mask. Who is in Asorok that they are keeping away? Is that the real Muhammadu Buhari, or have they got a different person in there posing as Muhammadu Buhari with answers, and we need it fast? They have to. We're going to go else, and next clip. Now, the same silicon to protect their agent. Roll that for us, Mr. Thomas. Thank you. Former CIA operatives explains how spies.
We always talk about disguise as though it's an onion. Whether you're building it or whether you're peeling it off. It's almost transparent layers. And when you get enough of them going, you disappear and this other person is in the room. My name is Jonna Mendez, and I was Chief of Disguise at the CIA. In my role as Chief of Disguise, my major concern was always protecting people. Protecting our case officers who were going into situations that might be dangerous. But importantly, protecting the foreign people that we were meeting with, who were very often risking their lives. If you were working in Europe and you were meeting with a clandestine source at a cafe, your biggest concern might be that your next door neighbor was going to wander into that cafe at that moment and say, "Hi, Bill," when you weren't Bill. And that kind of casual stumbling upon people was an issue. And so you'd wear what we called light disguise. Light disguise can be something as simple as a wig, maybe some facial hair, maybe some glasses, not a big deal. The other extreme is advanced disguise that you would use for up close and personal for an extended period of time, where the person you were talking to would have no idea that you were not in true face. One of the things that was going on when I was chief of disguise was an enormous research program into the new advanced disguise system. It was basically the masks that everybody always wondered if we used masks, and this was the beginning. This is a series of photographs of when I met George H.W. Bush in the Oval Office and revealed to him that I was briefing him wearing a mask. When you go to disguise a person, the general idea is that you're going to meet with someone in this disguise, and they're going to write a memo of the person that they just met with. We want every item in that memo that describes you to be wrong. If we're looking at a man and we want to change the way he looks, start at the top, and the first thing that comes up is hair. What's he got, and what do you want to do with it? If he has curly hair, you want to go straight. If he has dark hair, you might want to go light. If he's young, you might want to throw in some gray. If he's old, you might want to cover up the gray. Do you present with facial hair? If you don't, maybe we're going to give you some. If you're going to be somewhere for a while, maybe we're going to have you grow some. We have made prostheses on occasion. You could actually change cheekbones. You can add something here. You can add a forehead. You can do a nose. We could do what we call dental facades. We can change actually the shape of your face with the right dental facade. This piece is called a plumper because it increases the plumpness of your gums. And when it does that, it changes the profile of your face. The last thing is artificial palates. We take an impression of the top of your mouth. They can change your enunciation. They can cause a slight lisp. It's a little bit different with everybody who wears one, but if it's enough, it's very useful. We very often discover that older looking men are considered less threatening than younger looking men, so we like to age a person. With women, you have a broader range of what you can do. You also have one extra step. You could turn a woman into a man. I would mention that it's almost impossible to turn a man into a woman. What we do is always additive. We can make you taller, we can make you heavier, we can make you older. We can't go the other direction. You want to be the person that gets on the elevator and then gets off, and nobody really remembers that you were even there. That is a design goal at the disguise labs at CIA. Disguise isn't just all about the facial oval. It's about how you dress, how you present yourself in a public environment. Americans are oblivious to what it is that reveals them to a foreign crowd or a foreign intelligence service when they're out in public. In terms of behaviors, there are a lot of small actions that give us away. The way we eat. Europeans use the fork in their left hand and it doesn't travel back and forth to the right hand, whereas we're constantly putting down our knife and moving utensils back and forth. The way we smoke, we put it between our first two fingers. They tend to hold a cigarette between the thumb and the first finger. When an American stands, they tend to support themselves on one foot or the other. In Europe, they stand straight up. They don't lean on anything. Their weight's equally on their feet. Changing the way that you walk requires some amendment to what you're doing. You're going to need a physical apparatus to make you walk differently. You can't possibly say, okay, now I'm going to limp. To change my walk, I put a little piece of gravel in my shoe. Just a little thing that pinches my toe, and it changes my walk whether I want to or not. You can put a bandage around a knee. Something that restricts you will change your walk. Disguise can be applicable to you in your everyday life in terms of traveling around the world and staying safe. I would use Paris as an example. Anytime you approach Notre Dame Cathedral or those bridges that cross the Seine, those are places where there are groups of people that either want to pick your pocket or they're going to make some kind of trouble, and they cluster at these choke points. And if they can tell from your sneakers, if they can tell from your baseball hat, or a lot of other behaviors that we exhibit, that you are an American, you become a target if you just want to play it safe. There's nothing wrong with stopping in a local store and buying some local clothes. If you smoke, get some local cigarettes. You can always add a pair of glasses. You can always add some kind of hat. Just back yourself off from that American imprint that we all carry with us in so many ways. You know, all these things that we do are unconscious, and they are hard to change. If you have some friends who are thoughtful, you could probably sit down with a friend and say, what is it about me that is just a dead giveaway? And they're going to tell you things like, oh, it's your laugh, or it's the way you sit. God, you always slouch down in the chair. They can help you find those pieces of your visual personality that are easy to get rid of once you know they're there. People have expectations of what you're going to present to them when you're being you. We try and brush those away.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to go. See, I'm going to do something extraordinary. I can see that it's saying conspiracy and going through, but good or bad, drop it. If you're not comfortable, maybe this platform is not meant for you. Now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to get hold of my workstation, and I'm going to take you through some stuff from this end. So those pictures, can we start, Mr. Thomas, with those pictures, please? Maybe you want to come straight here. Yeah. I just want to think, yes. Can we, I think you've got those pictures, and I think what we are going to do is that maybe we should come back to my analysis if that time is here for me to actually montage the image that I want to manipulate. But can we go to the first picture number 1, 0, please? Picture 01. Yeah. Now, this is picture number. You can actually see the same here. Okay? You see that picture? Okay, is that him? Or are we looking at somebody else?
Frank, can I close some of your resources on your system, please? 1 second.
Yeah, go
on. Can you go to your Chrome for me, please?
Okay. Here we are. Which of them do you want to shut down? Okay, I'll let you take
that one.
Yeah.
And that one.
Yeah. I need this too.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave the rest open to you. Now you can continue, sir.
Yeah. Right. Now, are you controlling the pictures from your end or from my end?
No, you do what you want to do with your picture, and I'll show you from your end. I will show what you're showing. I will show what you're doing.
Okay. Good. Okay. Now, we've seen this of that man. Is this that man? Is that man on the mask? You can see him there. Okay. Let me go into picture 2.
You please had the year that picture was taken as well. Put a date on the first picture for us, please.
Yes. Let me see. I think I should. Yeah, I think that picture is somewhere here. Let me open up another image because I don't want to shut. I need those 2 pictures. So let us go into another Muhammadu Buhari. Okay, I think that particular picture, we can see some of those pictures here. They are all over. Let me see if I can. I think that particular one was actually clip grabbed from, let me see. Let us, yeah, I think, yeah, this is very, very similar one. And this particular one, you can see very, very similar. And this is the image. And let's see. That's from Getty Image. And okay, here we are. Here we are. Here we are. I think this was last year or so. I think so. Was it? Let's go back into it again. Should be there, but let's see. Let's see. We've got loads now. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Let's click that. Let's see. Okay. Don't let us. We can see that everything is on there because we're working directly from those images. Not that I posted all these images. They are images that are readily available online. So here we are. Let's go into number 2. Here we are. See, this 2019 too was Buhari's graduation. Now, this picture is questionable. Very, very questionable. And can this same man be the same man here? And this man, what is the magic? And this was the daughter's graduation. Let me go into now. This was the graduation. So they can afford to educate their own children in an Ivy League institution here to educate Almanjiris, the children of nobody. They left to be rotten boys. The same Western education that is sin is a sin to them. They can afford to spend that money. Not even in Nigeria. Okay, that is the children. The four into the next one. Okay, see, that's the man again. Muhammad Buhari, or we've got somebody in the latex on the fact that you've just seen what silicon is made of. Is this a latex? Going to the next one. This is the same one. Looking at those pictures, looking at the two communicate, like picture speaks louder. It's like, you know, looking at that and then, oh, right, let's go into the next. See, this was, you remember this graduation? I think it was 3, yeah. You see that? You can see the same. You can see the same graduation robe. They're all the same, in the same clothing. Let's go back into 3 again. See? The same. Let's go back into 6 again. Where is Muhammadu Buhari? On this graduation last year, 2019, where was Muhammadu Buhari at the children's graduation? Of course, we knew that Bukola Saraki's son equally graduated. Nasiru El-Rufai's child graduated. Aminu Tambuwa's child, Sokoto State Governor, graduated. They all came. Who is that man? Okay, perhaps could that be Muhammadu Buhari's cousin that replaced Muhammadu Buhari at this graduation? Why have we not seen Muhammadu Buhari? But Muhammadu Buhari was quick, very, very quick to come for medical treatment abroad. So why was he absent on those 2 children's graduation in London? I've searched. I couldn't find any picture, but I'll show you exactly what I found. This was the same. Are these family members? And they objected to this man from coming. This man. But then they had to pause. Was this 2 picture montaged? I'll show you. Now, where is Muhammadu Buhari? Why have they got just family members and there was no picture of Muhammadu Buhari at the children's graduation? This was the only picture. Now, the children graduated here in England, but they post this picture out. So does that mean that they took their graduation robe to Nigeria? And then they took pictures in there. Big question. And then the same, see that? How come we've got another face here and here? Another one. None. This was what? If I magnify this picture very well for you to see, you can see clearly that this picture was cut out. It was cut out and it was pasted in there. And I'm going to show you something here online. Let's see. Just bear with me. See, I'm going to use Photoshop and I'm going to do something here for you. Okay, this is it. Let me trim this clearly for you. Okay, you will see it. You can see it. I'm trimming that. You can see the cursor. I'm trimming it. And I'll just trim. This is what we call montage. I'll trim all the edges in there, in here, because all I wanted is just that image. Okay. And then you will see something now. I'm just, this is a long, you see, I'm just going to trim that out. You can see where this was pasted. You see, it was just trimmed along there and then drop in there. And I'm going to cut this out now. Just wait and see, and I will drop this somewhere else. Okay. I know exactly, see that? See? All right. And up here, up there, up to this place. And then let's take this out again. I can't see any comment because this is, you guys, you will see something now. Okay. All right. Let's do this way. This is what we call image manipulation. I want to manipulate this image, and I'm going to play about with it. Just wait and see. Okay. All right. See, I've taken that picture, as you can see, and I'm going to cut it. See? Can you see? Let me, first of all, do a file new, and let me paste that image here. You can see the image there. All right. Now, look at that. Where is it? Okay. Now, look at that. That was where it was put there. So, these two, they joined that two, and you can see where, this was where it was joined together here. These two was equally brought in. So they put that one and then they put that there, as if you can clearly see it, that they actually patched this picture and then merge it in there. Now, let's do something this way. Now, I'm going to, let's go here. Now, let me copy that image. Let's do this. Let's, where do we want to drop it? Okay, let's try and see if we can drop it somewhere here. See? See? I can drop it in there. I can drop it here. Can you see that? Can you see? That same image is here, sitting, very comfortable. Can you see that? We can do anything with it. We can do it this way. We can put it here. We can put it anywhere. Yeah. See? If I can still clean out a little bit there, but I've just demonstrated to you the power of Photoshop. The power of Photoshop and image manipulation. So we can paste it here again if we want. See? There's nothing we cannot do. See? I can do this. I can do anything. Apply. I can put her there anywhere. Cool. It's fully cool. Mr. Thomas, thank you. Maybe we should go into question time. Did you see that? I wanted to do something else. I've got another picture of him to which I can easily just trim around, but I've just demonstrated how they keep manipulating image and they keep posting them to deceive people. Who is that man? How come the same man? Nobody is talking. Zara used to talk, used to tweet. He was not there at the daughter's graduation in London. But he comes regularly before the lockdown, before COVID-19 lockdown, at least perhaps once every 3 months. He's in England. What were they doing specifically? Is that the real Muhammadu Buhari? They have to prove us right. They have to tell Nigerians the truth. They need to tell Nigerians whether we are dealing with a fake Buhari or an authentic Buhari. Why? Have you ever seen the Chief of Army Staff in public of late, Buratai? Have you seen him? Expose. A lot of people are not happy. They're very angry because they don't like this revelation. But it's got to be done because technology has provided us the opportunity to analyze and then to look into things. Is there any phone call? Mr. Thomas? This is another picture. I wanted to work with this picture of him, but I'll just leave it as it is because I'm pretty sure a lot of people, a lot of you out there, you want to ask questions and you want to make your own contribution. Maybe Mr. Thomas can please put the phone number to ring right on there for us, please, for those who may wish to contribute. Yeah, maybe the phone number can go down and then people can actually ring and then make their own contribution. I can't access anything at the moment, so I'm just trying to log in myself onto my tablet to see what is happening. Guys, have we got
your Facebook now? You can go back to your Facebook. You don't have a call yet. When you have a call, you will be notified, sir.
Okay. I think what I'll do is that I'll just monitor everything from the tablet here. So I know I can monitor quite a lot from here. So guys, please give me some minute. I want to see exactly what's happening. Yeah. So we need to know. We're begging answers. We need to know exactly what is happening. Who is in Asorok? Who is in Asorok? Is that Muhammadu Buhari, or have we got somebody else? Bearing in mind that you've watched the different clips on the hologram, who is that man? Guys, and I wait, there are so many of them. You can see, is that the same Muhammadu Buhari? Too many. You can Google it yourself. You can go into Google, and Google will provide you with the pictures they're talking about. Google will provide you all those pictures. I'm sure some people are not happy. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Yes. Who is that man? Have we got 4 different Muhammadu Buhari in Asorok? You've seen the pictures. Who is in Asorok?
You have a call.
Yes. Yes, caller. Good. Oh, good afternoon. Afternoon.
Sister
Hello.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Hello?
Buki Taiwo. Yeah, Buki Taiwo. How are you?
Yeah, well, basically, I just wanted to say Frankie's doing a very good job. And I'm not sure whether it would be... we know all these things that the person that is in Asa Rock is fake. But I think what we should now start promoting is solutions as to how we're going to move from A to B on the show. and how we're going to organize ourselves within the UK so that we can bring into realization the Oduduwa Republic. So that is what I wanted to suggest.
But don't you think it is a fraud? And who, if it is a fraud, who aided and abetted the fraud? If it is a fraud, this is an allegation, alleged, and they need to come up with that allegation, answers to the allegations. Who aided and abetted?
Okay, hello, Frank.
Yes,
okay.
Carry
Hello,
on.
can you hear? I can't hear it.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can hear you.
Okay, so Frank, I just wanted to say that you're doing a very good job, and it's good that you're showing us all the dodgy techniques that these people are actually using to fool the citizens inside location 9. But I think we need to start taking on this show. We need to start moving forward, and that is bringing about constructive solutions on how we can actually move from A to B. How are we going to, what suggestions can people put forward on the show that we can actually start, moving forward? So, yeah, we can continue to talk about the problems, but we need to start putting together concrete solutions. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. How do we move forward? So, solution. Thank you very much for that, Buki Taiwo, for the call. Yes, how do we move forward? That is another question. How? Maybe somebody somewhere will provide us with the answer and the solution as to how we need to move forward. How do we move forward? Is it from me, from you, from many of you, Southern Nigeria? How do we move forward? Have we been deceived? And for how long? Nothing deceive. How long? Then they deceive us. Make I speak pidgin small. Eh? They deceive us for long time. My people. Who they deceive us? Who be the person? Say that country where then they call Niger, jinx, they on top of that country. And they continue to kill. They still killing. How do we move forward? What is the solution to this fraud? Let me give you a breakdown. See, in 2015, when they unseated Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, he was unseated. Fine. That was how I believed. But then and again, after that coup, it was a coup. What has Bola Ahmed Tinubu done for the Southwest to negotiate the interest, I repeat, the interest of the Yoruba people in that federation called Nigeria? Bola Tinubu knows exactly what he wanted. Power. 2023. That's why Bola Tinubu is not talking. And that's why Bola Tinubu continued to use his own people. You see, Yoruba people are their own worst enemies. Buki Taiwo suggested, how do we move forward in Yoruba land? How do we move? How do they move forward in Biafran land? How? How do you move forward when you've got the likes of Yinka Odumaki, Dish, Afenifere group not supporting the same agitation, and he, despite the fact that they cannot power up Nigeria with electricity 60 years, 60 years after independence, they cannot power the country up. How do you move forward? And you get the likes of Yinka Odumaki still supporting them to say UNPO cannot and will not. It's not a recognized body. When you get such division, even within you, rather than fight, maybe Bukky Taiwo will provide us with a solution as well. Because how do we move forward? When inside Yoruba land, Yorubas are not even speaking with one voice. Guess what? Because Bola Tinubu buys. He knows he's got the money. It is the same money he stole, that he looted, that he's using to fight you back. How do we move forward? To move Nigeria forward is not inside Nigeria. It is outside. Did you get that? Láti gbé ara wa jáde, ká yọra wa. Make we comot ourselves. Make Biafra comot. Make Oduduwa comot. You know the inside Nigeria. You know the inside Nigeria. Now, for we hand, we dey outside. Which is why I indulge Igbo people. Take the bull by the horn. Support your own agitation.
You have a call.
Yes, we've got another caller. Hello, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from? Yes, caller. Your name and your location.
All right. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Mr. Frank. This is Oluwatobi from Italy. I just want to put some one or two words on this whole thing on ground. First of all, we shouldn't talk about Tinubu because Tinubu is among the problem that we have in Nigeria. That's number one. And number two is that the solution, like we're talking about, the solution is until Nigerians pour out and tell them, we don't even want to demand for anything now. Let that man address everybody live first. Let them pour out and ask him to address everybody live. If it's really Buhari, then the Southerners have to come together and drag for this thing. No one part can do it alone. That is my submission. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toby. Thank you, Toby. Thank you very much. That was one of our regulars on Heritage TV and a regular contributor on my stream as well. Oluwatobi is watching the show keenly from Italy. Thank you very, very much for that, Toby. Ojemba Okodu said only disintegration of that unredeemable contraption called Nigeria. E.B. Martins Elulam said Nigeria, the government, is a scam. Ike Scott Aha Mefule said Oshibajo is missing. Thank you all for that. Sonny Edopolo. Yes, thank you all, guys. Tony Okeke said APC leadership will forever be remembered as the worst regime in the history of the zoo. Zoo wonders. Thank you for that, Tony. How do we move forward. This is the State of the Nation, brought to you by Heritage TV and Multimedia. We are talking about the state of the nation. The time in London is exactly 14:52. Today, Saturday, the 23rd day of May 20.
You have a call.
We have another caller. Yes, caller. Welcome to Heritage TV.
Yes.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Okay, my name is Mr. Joseph. I am calling from India.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
wow. From India.
Actually, I am following the program that is going on, and Mr. Frank is saying that what's basic is what is the way forward. The way forward is for everybody to come together, especially from the Oduduwa nation. The Oduduwa nation can actually see what is going on across Biafra land. The people of Biafra has come together, and they have come together with one body and unity in order to fight for their freedom, not minding about those who call themselves the elites. The elites are not helping anybody. We are ready to fight for the rights of our. They will never do. They are very corrupt. They are very, very corrupt. They don't think about us. They do not think about the youth. They think about the pockets. So I suggest for the Oduduwa nation, especially the youth of the Oduduwa nation, to come together and forge ahead. They can act the footstep of.
Oh, we're losing
leaders.
Yeah.
One or two persons
Yes,
who are going to start it. I know that in UK there are so many Yoruba people who are living in UK who are able to start, who can be able to stand and take up this revolution, and they will spread a surprise in Yoruba. They can be able to build up. They can be able to bring the together in Yoruba land, and I know so many people in Yoruba land, they are interested of separating from Nigeria because no suffer. Everybody in Nigeria now is crying. Everybody is feeling the heat, even the rich and the poor. But who are in the political field never want anything to happen to Nigeria, never want any disintegration of Nigeria. They are benefiting from it. But is the youth who has the power make changes in the community, in the society, in the Yoruba land. Because as far as we are concerned, those old men, they are not ready for any kind of restructuring or to make sure that Nigeria move forward. And we too, this time around, we don't want anything to have to do with Nigeria. We want to start disintegration of Nigeria. So my suggestion is let some men of Yoruba come together, set up an organization with an umbrella of leadership. An umbrella of leadership that we champion.
We have already. We have. There's the Yoruba World Congress led by Professor Banji Akitoye already. But then and again, we've got a situation whereby there are loads of problems to which I'm still going to analyze. Thank you very much for that contribution, Joseph. Thank you for that. That was Joseph.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is the Yorubas in London and the UK entirely can do this. Because I know there are so many people who are there in the UK who has the balls, who has the energy, who also has who has connection also that can come together and fix things and also create a group, create an organization that can champion the independence of Oduduwa Republic. And we Biafrans, and we are fully and totally in support of the independence of Oduduwa Nation.
Okay,
Thank you.
caller, I'm going to take it away from you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, Joseph. Joseph from India. Wow, unbelievable. Got another caller? Yes, we've got a group, Yoruba World Congress. But are we united as well? When, as a matter of fact, we've got some elements within the Yoruba tribe as well, even abroad, doing things, thinking they can walk in isolation. We've got it.
You have a call.
We've got another caller. Hello, caller. Good afternoon. You're welcome to Heritage TV. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Asian continent. So,
wow. What did you call your name again? I didn't pick your name. What's your name? Ide. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Carry on, Ide.
Can you hear me?
Yes, carry on. We're listening to you, Ide.
Okay. So, I so much love your program because I have been following you and seeing you. Hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you. We're listening. Carry on.
Okay. Sorry. And I have been following you. And from you, I understand that Yoruba people still have good people. So many people are not good. Likewise, in we Biafran people. And I have been following you. And I know that you are the one that won your passport last time, either last year.
Yeah.
And so that you are not going to that country called Nigeria.
Yes.
I've been seeing your work. But I want to, ask questions because I know that the world is listening. So what I want to ask you is that you have a house in UK where you live, isn't it? You have a house or property.
I have, yes.
In that your property, and you have a child.
They're all grown up.
Then, when you hand over that your property to your child, and another person come to, drag that your property from that your child, will that your child accept it?
Oh dear.
Okay. Your child will never allow anybody, another person, to drag that your property that you gave to your child.
Of course.
From them.
Of course.
That is
because
how
it is their property.
Nigeria is in the sight of Fulani people. Ahmad Bello said it after independence. That is this. He said that Nigerian is their father's property. You understand? That they can never allow Igbo or Biafra and the middle belt with Yoruba people to inherit anything in that new nation. And since then,
what is the population of those Fulani? What is the population of those Fulanis, Ide?
They are minority. Their population is not up to 20 million, if I may not say. But they conquered because British, that place, the British sponsored them to destroy that zoo. So Nigeria can never work. And earlier the better. You people people, you Yoruba people, many of you people, they have good people. But many people, we are bad.
Thank you very much, caller. I'm going to
Believe
take
you
it
me.
away from you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you for calling, sir. Right. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Ide. Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution.
Ladies and gentlemen, when
Yes.
you call, keep your call to the minimum, like 1 minute maximum. When you call, please keep your call to the minimum so that we have so many people waiting on the line so that we can continue quickly.
Yes. Have we got the next caller?
1 second, boss.
Yes. How do we move forward? That movement is not in my hand alone. It is in your hand too. What are you contributing? What energy do you want to channel into this movement? How do you want to channel those energy to realize that dream of an Ududua nation? How? Nigeria is a scam. It is a fraud. If they can scam you, if they can bring in pictures of someone pretending to
You have a call.
we've got a caller. Hello. Good afternoon. You're welcome to Heritage
This is
TV.
Adiola. Mr. Bello, good
Adiola,
afternoon and well done for the good job you and Mr.
thank
Adi
you.
Thomas doing. My question is, how are we taking this crusade to the people at the grassroots? Because the problem is, not all of them can afford to get data to watch what we are watching here. And they are the one that we need to listen to all this message so that we can pull them out from these people that are putting them underground. So this is my main question. What are we doing? If it's about contributing, we need to know. But we need to know what we need to do so that to get the message to everywhere in Nigeria. Remember the radio Kudurat in the days of Fabiola, how all these things were going about. This is what I'm thinking we need to do. It can't be same people all every day saying same thing, calling and saying same thing. We want different people to know what we are doing, and it has to get to them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, Adiola. Yes, that contribution is between you and I. I was on the phone earlier on to someone in Nigeria. Guess what? No electricity, no light in the last 6 days. That friend went to charge his phone from a different location. And guess what they do? That person's got a generating set, and all he does is to charge people's mobile phone and then charge them for the service.
You have a call.
We don't have people charging their phone. Data, we will sort all those out. If they have electricity, they'll listen to all those podcasts. No electricity, then they can't. In Lagos, no light, no electricity in the last 6 days. Caller, you're welcome to the show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good afternoon, Mr. Frambello. Nice, good work today, you know. My name is Frambello. I'm from Germany.
Yeah, I recognize that voice, Mr. Babalola. You're welcome.
Now, sir.
Yeah, carry on.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, carry on, please, Mr. Babalola. You're calling from Germany. I know.
You know the first enemy? Majority of them are in UK there. The first enemy that is going to block anything we are trying to do or the Yoruba War Congress is trying to do, they are in UK there. Number two.
Wow.
Number two, the second enemy are the politicians in Nigeria. Number three, the problem in Nigeria is this, that the power brokers who are benefit from the government, we need a very strong strategy and an idea. The same problem we are facing as a Yoruba, that is what the Biafra is facing as well. So can we just do something different
and go back to our drawing board and come out surprisingly. Because when there's no Yoruba World Congress, then nobody here above Afenifere. You can see that guy that call himself Ogumakia, what is his name? Condemning the leader of the Yoruba World Congress, what the Afenifere cannot do for more than 60 years. The man just come easily and trying to move this to the high level. I'm going to intervene there. Mr. Babalola, I'm going to intervene there quickly.
Yeah, okay.
It is not all the Afenifere that is doing that.
Okay.
We need to specify so that we don't create more damage.
Yeah, it is just it is just a tiny fraction. It's in the dish.
It's just the minority fraction that have their own.
The mistake that the Afenifere have already, they make a lot of mistake. They didn't carry some of their youth along, and I believe it's too late for them now.
No, Mr. Babalola, I'm gonna come in again there. The Afenifere, we've already arranged an interview so that they can actually come and say the truth to us. We cannot listen to one man and think is the one that will make the forest. One man does not make a forest. Ogumake is just a minority, and we want to assure people that already. So we don't want to paint everybody black, right? And I'm going to address your first question. You said the problem we have is, number one, is the people who are here. And I will address it quickly because this interests me a lot, and I want to make sure I emphasize on it. Okay.
I've done my own investigation. I've done my own property investigation before I say this.
One second, please. At the moment, we have this program ongoing. We have 56 likes. We have 84 shares. And we have 149 people watching. So how did you want everybody to hear what is going on if you don't share it?
I've shared it. And I'm even planning now to be able to promote.
I'm not talking about you per se. I'm talking about everybody. Because if everybody hits the share button 1, 2, 3 times, if it's 154 people watching now, and everybody share 4 times or 5 times, that's about 600 shares. I can guarantee you are actually populating Facebook timeline, and more people will see it. If you don't educate more people, how can you deliver more people? People are not ready to help themselves. And this is what we need to do. I'm going to take it away from you quickly, Mr. Babalola. I'm going to give you another 10 seconds. 10 seconds to finish your question. Go ahead. 10 seconds.
I agree with you. I believe that the most important now on this struggle for all the people agitation for a new country is all of them to come together and believe in one goal. One goal, and I believe we can achieve this with just love. May God bless us. Thanks.
Okay, I'm going to read a comment before Mr. Frank Bello comes in. Someone is saying, kindly start audio broadcast, lecturing audio people. How fraudulent the zoo was. Okay, we have an app that will be ready this week. We're actually test running the app as we speak now. This program that we're running now is live on that app. But because the app is going through something called a text phase, there's the radio there, there's the live broadcast is there. You can go back and watch past program there. You can send message. You can have podcast download on that thing as well. So the podcast is a way that you can watch the program without using much data. So I want you guys to be on the lookout for this. And June 12 is coming rapidly. Watch this space. Something is happening June 12. So back to the studio. Right.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Babalola from Germany for that call. Osagio Barry Nogusi Paul says breaking up Nigeria should be holistic approach, west and east. Focus on just themselves. How about the South? Maybe we want to take that a step further. We're working on bringing in people from the South. I have been in touch. Somebody's getting back to me on how we can bring perhaps Asari Dokubo onto Heritage TV. I am working on that, and let's hope that Asari Dokubo will give us the honor to interview him or bring him in so that you can equally question Asari Dokubo, because we need to get to the root of this problem.
Can
So
I
thank you
come in
for that.
for 1 second, Mr. Frank-Bello? There's a gentleman that
Yes,
said
yes.
he's trying to share the program. When you try to share the program, without you opening the program, it will not let you share sometimes. But you actually have to click and open the program and then share, and you will be able to share. Sorry for that. Go ahead.
Yes.
You have a caller, actually.
Now,
Let's just go for that caller quickly.
okay. Yes,
Caller,
yes, let's go
your
for the
name,
caller.
where you're calling from, and straight to your question. You only got 45 seconds. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. So, my name is Tony. I'm calling from Canada.
Oh, from Canada. Okay, Tony.
All right. So, I'm very much interested in your program. You guys are doing a great
Thank you.
job. But
Thank
there's
you.
something that is of concern to me. That is, it seems like right now we have two groups, the Yoruba groups and the Igbo groups. Igbo groups are fighting for Biafra, and right now the Yoruba groups are fighting for Oduduwa Republic. You see, but we that are neutral Nigerians, to be precise, are from River State, where people have been calling the South or Niger Delta. Now the thing is, we are having Boko Haram in Nigeria, and we're having all sort of herdsmen killings. But the interesting thing is, Boko Haram has been killing Christians. They're not just precisely killing Igbo people or killing Yoruba people or killing South people. They are killing Christians. And most of the people they've killed are the northeastern part of the country. The herdsmen have been killing Southern Kaduna people. They've been killing Benue people. They've been killing Taraba people. But then, Yoruba people and Igbo people are the ones fighting for independence. What about these other Christians that are suffering, that are having this problem even more than the Igbos and Yorubas? Are we saying the Igbos and Yorubas want to run away from these people and to allow these people to be wiped out by the Fulani and all that? I mean, what is the essence of Christianity? Why can't Christians come together and fight for the interest of every Christian? Try to make Nigeria work, and then fight together and make this thing work for every Nigerian. You see, the irony of the whole thing there is, again, when we look at Yoruba map, Oduduwa map, Biafra map, Biafrans have been trying to, by force or by fire, Niger Delta must be part of them.
Can I come in there, please, sir? Can I come in and respond to this? Because if I can respond to this, it might make life a little bit easier. Number one, we don't want too many divisions in the location 9. But at the end of the day, we can't force anybody to be anywhere. Biafrans can't force anybody to be part of them or away from them. Right? The Middle Belt, we're fighting for them as well. But let us get to the drawing board first. Until we get to the drawing board, we don't know how we're going to divide it. But we can only fight united to get to the drawing board. My suggestion, my personal suggestion, to make it very easy for us to live together in harmony and unity, is to have everybody below River Niger and River Benue taken away from Nigeria, and any part of that place that want to come with them. Then we can now think about taking the whole Western region and the whole Eastern region as one. But still saying that we cannot force anybody. We can put an argument through and say this is the best way and see who will buy it. How many people buy it is what is going to make it work later on. Because if I don't want to be part of Hausa, like you don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore now, we're fighting for it. If we have the right not to be part of Nigeria, the same things happen. Anybody in those contractions has the right to say, any group, not just one person, any group, majority of those groups has the right to say this is where we want to be, because because one person said he doesn't want to be part of it, doesn't mean everybody will not be part of it. But when we break the contraction first, we will have a referendum. And then the referendum will determine where everybody goes. Where you go, where the referendum, the majority says you want to be, is what is going to happen. And even before we go, in the next few months or so, we will be having some internal database analysis that we will use to determine what people want. Because sometimes it's good to know what people want before we cook the food. You don't want to cook the food is ready, and you are asking me, I've made eba for everybody, and I start asking you, what do you want to eat? I've made eba already. So it means everybody is going to eat eba. We don't want that. So within the next few months, we're going to have a system in which we will be taking samples, people's opinion, statistics from people, so that we can start analyzing where people want to be. I hope that answers your question. I'm going to let you go, Uncle. Thank you for calling. Don't forget to share, like the page, join the group, any group that's fighting for this freedom. Join it, please. And we hope to see you again on the next program. Thank you very much, sir. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Tony from Canada. Yes, a lot more people are now calling for a referendum. Referendum. Yes. Mr. Thomas, what do you think about
go
that
into that
idea?
referendum as well, right? There is no referendum in Nigerian constitution. So you cannot get referendum until after the breakup, right? And everybody nailed the elder statement in their region, because they will be a formidable force for us to work with. I'm not talking about the greedy ones. I'm not talking about those greedy ones. I'm talking about elder statement, whether they've done evil in the past, and as long as you're not doing evil now, because it doesn't matter where you're coming from, it's the direction you're going that matters. I want to assure you that the elder statement has a lot of say, because they're the one the international community will relate more with. If the international community want to relate to anybody now, they're not going to come and just grab me and say they want to talk to me. No, they don't know me. Who am I? I don't really.
Yeah, because of their experience.
Yes, because of their experience. So these are the people we need to relate more. We don't have to cause them too much. I put in bracket too much. We have to cause them so that they can come back to their senses. But we don't have to cause them too much. And I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Thank you very much. I'm going to give it back to Frank Willow.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Thomas, you are absolutely right with that suggestion. Yes, the Odudua people, they need the likes of Obasanjo. Yes, I think it's about time that Nigerians should stop insulting the man. Yes, he was part and parcel of the creators of the mess. Yes, he did wrongs in the past, but it's about time that we have to work in conjunction with Obasanjo himself. They know that the country is irredeemable. They know it's going to break up, but we need to work hand in hand. The more the Yorubas look.
Can I come in for a second? Yeah. If anybody is trying to call and they're not getting through to the number I pin, you can actually send a message. Yeah. And I might probably be able to connect you. I know there's been a lot of calls coming in. This is why I'm trying to dispatch people as soon as possible.
They keep bombarding my tablets as well. You can.
Okay. Yeah. Let them call the number that's been pinned. The number that's pinned.
Yeah.
Call the number that's pinned, and then you might be able to get through. If you can't get through, send a message, and then I will call you back. I'll try my best. We're still going to be here for about an hour or so. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Thomas, you wanted to make a contribution.
That's the negative. I just want to make sure I emphasize some few things I'm reading online to them so that they know exactly what's going on.
Yes. Yeah. Right. So Kingsley Ikechuku Alarm said, Mr. Tony from Canada, look, you have to go back to your history classes. Oh dear. Okay. Now, the Yorubas, like I was saying, it's about time that you put your differences to one side. You cannot do without President Obasanjo. In this new formation that is coming up, if the Western world and the rest of the world want to renegotiate the new formation that will spring up, let me assure you, former President Obasanjo will be one of those the US, the UK, Europe will talk to. It's about time you stop raining abuses on Obasanjo. I don't really think it's fair right now, because the more you continue to abuse President Obasanjo publicly, either as a Yoruba man, you limit your chances. And I know exactly what I am talking about. I'm not really a great fan of MKO. I'm not a great fan of President Obasanjo himself. I'm not. But I think it's about
You have a call.
that we put those differences aside and we talk politely to President Obasanjo. We have a caller. Hello, caller. You're welcome to Heritage TV. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, this is Davidson once again, calling
Davidson.
from Atlanta, Georgia.
Davidson from Atlanta, Georgia.
Mr.
Wow.
Bello, can you hear me?
Yes, Davidson.
So, one thing that caught my interest, that caught my attention rather, which Mr. Thomas mentioned, was us creating a process, a system towards achieving whatever goal we intend to achieve. So one of the things that happened in the past, which is also happening now, which is actually a Nigerian problem right now, is the fact that we don't have processes by which we want to achieve something. So we just want to achieve that thing, and it makes the journey longer. It makes it even more stressful, and it makes a lot of noise to eventually crash down the entire vision. So what I would buttress upon, which Mr. Thomas already mentioned, is that let us try to put all these processes together. The process of engaging, also the process of how we want to engage the masses, the process of how we want to engage the acclaimed elder statesmen, the process of how we intend to actually engage the United Nations, the process of how we intend to get all of these things achieved. We have too many platforms right now. We have too many groups right now. And come to think of it, we are all aware, at least to a large extent, some of us are aware of the fact that even some individuals, some leaders among the Oduduwa organizations are not even in good terms. They are not on the same page. So these things are caused by lack of process, lack of system. So, and if we have a unanimous or a unifying system together, so we can eventually be able to achieve much more. It's the same problem that is causing the problems in Nigeria today. Nigeria is dead because of lack of system. And if we follow the same trend, we're not going to achieve anything at all. So that's something I would like to contribute at this time. And thank you, Mr. Bello. Thank you, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Davidson from Atlanta. He said we need to engage ourselves. We need to engage those elders. Don't forget, these people, they've got the experience. We need them. We need General Alani Akinrinade alleged again. I gathered, alleged. It is an allegation that the Northern Cabinet intends to kill a handful of those retired military generals in the South. The South, alleged, not confirmed. Let's take the next caller. Hello, caller. You're welcome to Heritage TV. What's your name? And where are you calling from? Afternoon. You're welcome.
Okay.
Yes, your name?
my question is this: we've understood
your name,
that
please?
there's a,
Your name? Is that Narada?
Okay, I'm really sorry. My name is Narada Franklin.
Narada. Okay, Narada
My
from
name is
that's from
Narada
Russia.
Franklin, and I'm calling from Moscow City, Russia.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I remember that. You've been trying to get hold of me. Yeah. Okay. You managed to get through. Yeah. Yeah, carry on. Carry on.
Okay. Okay, my question is this. We all do understand that there is the drum for agitation is beating in the southwest. The drum for agitation is always beating. It's also beating in the southeast. Now, what do we do if by tomorrow Nigerians at home wakes up to a military coup d'etat music? How do we still will this struggle still continue even if there is a military coup d'etat happening in Nigeria tomorrow?
That is a very big question. That is a very, very, very big question. Rather, that's a very, very big question. Military coup, will the agitation continue? Thank you so much, Rada. Thank you for that question. It can happen. We can wake up tomorrow and suddenly there's a military coup. They can stage it. Have we ever thought about any military coup coming back into the Nigerian political space? It can happen. They can decide. We don't know exactly what's happening. We can wake up tomorrow and suddenly Nigeria is leveled. We can wake up tomorrow that Nigeria may cease to exist. Anything can happen. But the key question,
Mr.
that's
Bello,
just
could you leave that section alone and go ahead with other programs? Go ahead, leave that one alone.
Yes. Yes. Have we got callers?
Not yet.
Yeah. I can see some people making comments. Yes, carry on. Very interesting. Yes. Where are we? How do we meet ourselves halfway? How do we meet halfway to make sure that we realized we put our efforts, our energy into one area, focus our energy in the direction we need to channel ourselves? What are your own contributions? How do you want to be seen? What do you hope to bring onto the board to make sure it's realized? They're not sleeping. Not sleeping either. They're everything you and I are taught. They're scared because the things around in 2020 is in your hand, is in my hand. A voice. We are the voice. And the voice.
You have a call.
We have a caller. Let's take this call. Caller, you're welcome to the show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay. Hello. Yeah, my name is Kola, and basically, what I wanted to say was to buttress on maybe what the previous caller said with regards to gathering of database. We need to start, especially for those cluster groups that are in the UK. I think we need to bring in a database of those cluster groups so that we can come under one umbrella, and then we can start forming a realistic database and putting some key solutions as to how we're going to push forward this agitation. And then my very last point is, could everyone on the platform please make headway to sign that petition? Because that is one of the ways that we can actually push forward towards this agitation. If we all sit back and don't sign that petition that Heritage put up, and I'm also requesting if you can also, if Mr. Thomas, you can actually pin the link to that petition up, because that's very important. We got less than 500 signatures. It's not good enough.
Yeah,
If we're really serious, we should have both our Biafran brothers and our sisters signing that petition, because that's a very good way to actually push forward our realization of both the Oduduwa Republic and the Biafran Republic. And just one more point, we also need to preach the message of love, because it's only through love that we can actually win this battle. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that. Yeah, maybe Mr. Thomas wants to put the link to that petition online, so that as we are online, people can actually go straight onto the site and they can sign the petition.
Okay, before you continue, Frank Bello, right? Some few minutes ago, we talked about how many people are online and how many shares we have. We still have 117 shares. I know no matter how much you preach, right? People will do what they want to do. They will only do what they can do. And some people have made up of their mind on what they want to do, and that is what they're going to do, regardless of what you do. But it's for the benefit of everybody. If you share it, it goes a long way for everyone. If you don't share it, if you don't sign it, it goes a long way for everybody. Everybody has got something to gain or to lose from this. I hope we gain good things.
Yeah, maybe you want to post the link and then click and then pin it down, Mr. Thomas. Do you want to do that for us, please?
I've done that.
Link.
Yeah, I've done that already.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, so the link to the petition is there. Igbo, South, the entire southern Nigeria is for your benefit. This is where you start. The link is there. You can click on the link and it will take you straight to the site. 1 minute, you're done. You've registered your petition. It's as simple as ABC. That is
Can
where
I take it away from you for 1 second, Mr. Frank Bello?
Yes.
Harry, could you call me in the studio? I need to speak to you. Mr. Harry, could you call the studio? I need to speak to you. The number is the number that was pinned before. Thank you very much.
Yes. Right. So it is there, pinned down. You will do us the favor. You will do yourself a favor. You will do your friends, family, relations in Nigeria a favor by signing in and then registering yourself, your presence. That's the starting point, because that will get politicians at Westminster, in Washington, and across the whole world to start a debate on how this new formation can be divided. That is a good starting point. No matter. Nnamdi Kanu can put up a similar thing. I'll do it. It is in the interest of the southern region. They are feeling the heat. If we start with that now, we are moving closer and closer to our destination. You need to do it for your children's sake, for the children that are yet unborn in Biafra land and in Oduduwa Republic. Our action today determine the way we want those two countries to be formed. You have a role to play. It was an illegal marriage, a marriage that was fraudulently molded together. It's in your hand. You have the data. Go click it, sign it. That is a good starting point. If we get 1 million today, it's not too bad. How many Nigerians are in the diaspora? How many of them? Southern Nigeria. How many of you? The majority of those who are outside Nigeria are the Southerners. Who are the ones outside. So why can't we take that opportunity to salvage the entire Southern Nigeria from here? It starts here, from you and I. You heard. Simon Ekpa can put up his own petition as well. I will sign it. Starts now. If you don't do it, we're not serious. If you don't sign it, that means you're not serious. That means you like it. They've plunged that country into darkness. You like it. The way people will go and then charge their phones. That means you like it, the way people are suffering in that contraption. You like it. And you are happy because you are abroad. What if tomorrow, suddenly, the British government then decide to send each and every one of us out of the UK? Have you ever thought of that possibility? Where do you want to go? It's your right. Click on it. Get it up. The time in London is exactly 15:39. Today, Saturday, the 23rd day of May 2020. Guys, you're watching The State of the Nation from Heritage TV. I'm your host from Bello. We've got a caller. Yes, caller.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Bello. My name is William Aja. I'm calling from Illinois.
What's the name again?
My name is William Aja from Illinois.
Okay. Yeah, William. Yeah. You're welcome, William.
Am I on with Mr. Bello?
Yes, you are on. You carry on. Fire
All
on.
right. I have 2 points that I'm trying to make, and I hope you guys don't see it as personal, but I don't have anything against anybody personal, but I will just say my own mind and tell my own view. I think we don't need to add, we don't need to include Mr. Passenger in this struggle. My own opinion, we don't need to include him in this because they are part of the people that destroyed Nigeria Federation. So this is like a new wine. We don't have to mix it with the old wine. I believe we still have men that have integrity in our own generation. Let's forget about this old men. They've destroyed this Nigeria for a long period of time. Let us just forget about them and face the future. Just build our nation, build our life. These guys have destroyed Nigeria for so many years, and they are still doing it up to date. So we don't need to include them in what we're doing, or let them kind of go for us, or kind of be our leader anymore. No, we are not. To me, I think we are done with them. We are done with them. Let us just start a new life, because it's like adding old wine in a new wine. It's going to mess up the whole taste. So the whole world knows that these guys have destroyed Nigeria in a long time. So that's my point in that area. So in the other way, the other day I was asking if we are going to still go on with our protest, our agitation after, in case they have like a queue. Of course, we're going to move on, because the world have known that we are about having our freedom. So I think we should just move on with all we are doing, regardless of what happened, even if it is a queue or whatever, let's just move on with all we have with our plan and just stick to it. These are my point. I hope you guys consider it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, William. Thank you very much. Point taken. New wine in an old wine. Yes, this is new age. The age to which this next generation of Nigerians or Southerners are far more sophisticated because the technology is here for us to use as a weapon. But are you playing your own part in using technology to its best? It's there. I can pick it up, Mr. Thomas. Some people are complaining that they can't find the link to the petition. Maybe you want to post it
The
and
link
then
is right underneath. It's actually pinned under the tin. Okay, if you go to the main share page of the program, maybe you're looking on another share tin. Okay, I will try and post it here as well so that you guys can see it here.
yeah,
1 second.
yeah.
Paste
Thank you.
there.
Yeah, that is the link. Is that okay? Yeah, that is
And
the
I'm
link,
just gonna pin
guys.
it in 1 second.
Yeah, that is the link, and you
Okay,
can
that's it
sign
now. You
that
can see it more now.
petition guide. Yes, and that the link is right on my system. I'm looking at it in front of me here. So get it done. Click it. That is a good starting point. That is the new wine that William is talking about. You are the new wine. They are the old wine. This is where you start. Many of us, you've got people back in southern Nigeria. You saw them. They were giving out money to them. The money that rightfully belonged to you in the south, given to them up in the north. That is where you ought to start. You need to get in and then sign that petition. You can be anywhere. You can be in India. Sign it. You've performed your own role. That role to which your own children will be proud of you if Biafra and Ududua Republic become reality. They'll be proud of you that you are part and parcel of the struggle. You just sit down, you just want to sit down. You think freedom is free? Freedom is not free. You fight for freedom. And that is a good starting point. By now, internet should have been on fire. By now, I would have thought at least the petition. You can do it. They're not going to talk. Westminster will not raise a debate if the numbers are not up to what they will want that will trigger an automatic debate. The US, the Congress, they won't trigger any debate. This is a good starting point. Anybody can. Tomorrow, Nnamdi Kanu can start his. The next tomorrow, somebody else can start. Good starting point. We all need it. Hello, Kola. You're welcome to the show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay. Do you want me to?
Yes, carry on, Kola. Is that not Adiola or is that Oluwatobi?
Okay, I'm just gonna put it. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so my name is Kende. Okay, well, I'm calling from Toronto, Canada.
Kende. Candy, okay, from Canada. We've got loads of Canadian.
Mr. Bello question.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the question is about do we have a framework in place?
Do we what?
Framework. Oh, yes.
This line.
It's good to see you, Mr. Frank, and I'm happy to be part of this. So, my question: Do we have a framework? Do we have a framework in place to achieve our goal?
Yes. Yoruba World Congress will be, as we carry out a registration, I think we have to bring in Mr. Tajuddin Rahim onto Heritage TV, who is going to speak to everyone because he is the secretary of Yoruba World Congress, UK and Europe. So, but he's got a plan and he's assembling his team together that will help him. But we will be coming with that memo or the vision in print. We will come up everything as we take registration, which I believe Mr. Rahim will have to explain. We will take registration because we want to know the number of Oduduwa sons and daughters that are outside. But how we go about that will be his own talking, not me. So I will leave that for Mr. Rahim, TJ, to come up and then tell the whole world. So, but we are building the block. Mind you, what we are talking about here, Kendi, there's a lot of work because what about our foreign relations? People want to see, okay, you want this Oduduwa Republic. How do you expect Oduduwa Republic to relate with Biafra? How do we relate with the North? How do we relate with the Arab nations? How do we relate with the United States? How do we relate with the UK, Germany, Japan, China? Our foreign relations will spell all those out. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And a lot's been built. And each block has to be built. Candy, it's not easy. But there are some people who are behind, working tirelessly day and night. Day and night. But your own part, the part that you and many other people ought to play, starts here from that petition. Starts from there. They know women business. Because if you don't do that, then that means we're just beating about the bush and they are happy. Because they want us to be divided. They don't want us, just like William said it. New wine in an old wine. You are the new wine. They don't want you to get Oduduwa Republic. You think they want to let go of everything they've been chopping? You think the president who is sitting on a $2 per barrel of crude oil every day wants to let go of that $2 on each barrel? No. They want to sit tight. And they want Southerners to be subjected further. You will be ridiculed and you will be stripped naked if you don't take that action now. But if you don't take it now, by next year, they will rip Southerners open. They will naked everybody. If you don't fight it now, tomorrow might be too late. That's why we need to put all our eggs in one basket. It's there. Sign it. That is all what you need. And many of the organizations that are agitating, they need support. Literatures will be printed. World class. You need information. Too many things will have to be printed. For us in the diaspora, we can easily distribute those amongst us moment COVID-19 is lifted. Those in Nigeria, in southern Nigeria, they need to know more. Some of the materials we will print perhaps might not be suitable for them in Nigeria. I've been there. They might confiscate it, they might destroy it, but we need to get those people informed. We need to get them ready in Nigeria. They can't fight, they are hungry. The time in London is exactly 15:52. Today is Saturday, 23rd day of May, 2020. We're discussing the state of the nation on Heritage Multimedia TV. Maybe we should take some comments. See, I know you guys, you've too many comments. Yeah, Mr. Ogunribido said a military coup would not be welcome in the South. Thank you for that, Mr. Ogunribido. Ndu Gracious. With what is going right now, I believe military coup will attract international community. I think, you see, my phone, the phone keeps vibrating, my tablet, because people already know this tablet. So maybe the caller should call the studio. Yes, the state of the nation. Yes. Now, Mr. Thomas, would you like to add, or would you like to add anything? Because we unmask a lot of stuff here, and I know some people are not really comfortable with the hologram thing and
okay, guys. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate you. We thank you for being here, because without you, we can't be here. You're here because we're here because you're here. If you're not here, we can't be here. First of all, there have been so many information coming out of Nigeria. And one of the information coming out of Nigeria is some images and pictures of atrocity being committed. When people are recording this video to be sent to us for further investigation and sending to the right authority back home, there's one thing they need to do. Any video you send that the people recording the video does not mention the date and time of the incidents, that video might not necessarily be able to be used as a legal thing later on, because it could have been recorded 10 years ago. But for example, there was a video going on this morning about some incidents that happened somewhere in Nigeria in the last few days. And what I find out about that video is that it is very hard to use that video, because the people didn't mention anything about when it happens. And if you don't tell us when it happens, you waste your time, because it could have been an old video. It could be a fake video. It could be anything. So the only thing we could do is we need to start recording the date and time of the incidents in the video so that we can use it as evidence later on. So this is what I'm begging everybody for. I'm going to try and play the video a little bit, because I didn't want to give too much out of the video. Unfortunately, when they were recording the video, they recorded the wrong way around as well, and I'm not prepared to turn it around. So let's look at the video a little bit, and you will see exactly what I'm saying.
There were more than 100. What happened? Okay.
Before we knew it, he descended on us and attacked us. But this one wanted to go a certain degree.
Okay.
And at a point, I became unconscious. And Adamu too.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, they were not speaking outside that they should leave us after the attack.
Okay, that is the video. But they didn't say anything about date and time there. Yes, they say after Ramadan. Could it be Ramadan this year? Could it be the Ramadan last year? Could it be Ramadan 10 years ago? So the video become useless because there's no date and time there. So this is what you guys need to do. You need to start educating everybody that if anything like this happen in Nigeria and they want to record it, they need to record the date and the time. Most of these videos that we have here, that they record here, it's not good. Because there's no date and time. They didn't say date and time. They didn't talk about date and time there. So it's not good. So they need to start saying, oh, I'm recording this. Today is so date and so time. Yeah. And the year, the month, the day. Right? It is very important. Then it becomes an evidence that we can be used properly later on. Because at the moment, yes, we're doing this, but we're collecting evidence as well. We're collecting serious evidence. We're collecting so much data of evidence that we will use later on. And I'm begging you, please, this is what you guys need to do. You need to start doing the writing. Please put a date stamp with voice dated stamp. Don't go and write a date on it yourself. That can be done anytime. But when you record voice date on it, it makes it better for us to use later on. Back to Mr. Frank Bello in the studio.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Thomas. Guys, let me seize this opportunity to thank each and every one of you. I'm right in front of the petition notice there. I can see it, so it's working perfectly. Thank you all for coming to watch this show this Saturday live on Heritage TV. We value you, we cherish you, we love you, in as much as we try to speak the truth to you. It is a truth. We're not shy, and we can never be moved by certain people. This is the only forum where you get the very best and the finest. So we're going to do it again. We're going to do it. Yeah. Monday, we'll be back. Tuesday, we carry on. Wednesday, we carry on until Friday. Support your individual. Sign the petition. I'm right there. Do the same. Until next time, take good care of yourselves. God bless you. Good afternoon. Goodbye.
Heritage TV. La, 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 la. Heritage TV.
Everybody in London, have you heard that Heritage Television has come up with something new? All your functions and celebrations can now be multi-camera live stream. That was only reserved for the rich and famous. Having a function in London can be viewed clean and clear immediately from any part of the world. Trust Heritage TV to give you a better reach. Heritage Television also does photography that will make you the envy of all your friends and family. Heritage Television is the best. All your functions like birthdays, funerals, weddings, church anniversaries or harvest. Heritage Television is the master. We are in the heart of London with an ultra-modern equipped studio. You can call us on 020 800 46100 or email us info@heritagetv.co.uk or mobile 0734 1234 560. Heritage Television will do you proud.